And today we're all making our New Year's resolutions, hoping they're going well. Mary Snell joins us here talking about ways to eat healthy, and today this is actually all about whole grains.
It actually is. It's really, again, a very small step in terms of, but the significant health benefits. We've got the fiber from the whole grain, vitamins, minerals, and those healthy fats. But the key is, Matt, sometimes we're not actually, when we're thinking we're buying whole grain products, we may not actually be getting whole grain products. And I brought two examples to help you and I and our audience kind of look at.
Right here with these English muffins, right?
Yes.
Two different varieties here.
Yes. This one says multi-whole grain. Okay. It sounds like it's a whole grain product.
Yeah.
And this one is 100% whole wheat. The only way you can determine if they clearly are a whole grain is you've got to look at the ingredient list.
Okay.
All right. And so what we're going to look for is the word whole grain or whole wheat as it describes the predominant flour. So
I can easily see the confusion because this one here says water enriched flour.
Exactly.
And this one says whole wheat flour.
Exactly. This is actually the word whole, W-H-O-L-E, incorporates. It's that whole grain that we're using. And this is the whole grain product. This is what you want to look for. So always look at the ingredient list whenever you're looking at any bread product.
Yes, it's easy to see the confusion there.
Exactly. Now, moving on, there's a lot of other whole grain products, especially if you're not a bread eater, for instance, or you have gluten-free, you've got wheat allergies. What are your options? A lot to choose from. Brown rice instead of white rice. Quinoa, this is something that you had mentioned is of interest to you.
Yeah.
This is a whole grain as well. Oats are whole grains, a great way to incorporate that in your daily routine. I actually use oats to coat chicken or fish as sort of my breading. It's another way of adding some whole grain, just sort of sneaking it in. Exactly. And then as you're snacking, popcorn is a whole grain instead of potato chips. And then these, again, it says 100% whole corn tortilla chips is another better option than potato chips. So a lot of different ways to sneak those whole grains in to get that fiber, those vitamins and minerals, and those healthy fats.
Why is that so important? Like, what is having all that fiber? What does that do for us?
A lot of good things. It definitely helps keep us full longer, which is a plus. The other thing, it helps obviously reduce our risk for heart disease and diabetes. So there are a lot of great things. And when we do this just really in small steps, those are those impactful changes that will last us for a long time.
And I know you have a lot of options here, but when you think about this, how many servings should I have each day to meet the requirements and feel fuller longer and maybe eat a little less?
It's a great question. Typically, we say that half of all the sort of bread servings, all the grain servings that you have in a day. So if you typically have about 6 servings a day, half of those should be from whole grain sources. So that's a good goal to shoot for. If you go all the way, all your whole grains, 100%, that actually is better as well.
All right, so make sure you're looking for 100% whole grain.
Look at the ingredient list always.
All right, Mary, thanks so much for joining us here as we all try to eat a little healthier here in the new year.